Well, hello guys, MazingLego123 here, this time doing a summer 2015 LEGO BIONICLE set review. This time it is on Mask Maker versus Skull Grinder. As you can see, it's set 70795. On the front we can see Ekimu fighting the Skull Grinder. And then on the back we can see we've got a comic strip at the bottom here, the combination model with the Skull Scorpio, and then the features of the set. So now let's go ahead, open it up, build it, and take a look. Okay, so there is the Mask Maker versus Skull Grinder set, and we'll start by taking a look at the instructions first of all. And here they are. As you can see, on the front it is the same as the front of the box, and then on the back we have got the win with Lloyd there, and an advertisement for all of the new summer sets, which I will be reviewing the others very soon, and all of the masks, including the Mask of Creation. And we've got a bigger picture of the combination model, which that does look like an epic model there built, which you can combine this of course with the Skull Scorpio. Then we've got the summer 2015 poster, and then just the build, and then the comic that is on the back of the box. So that's for the instructions. Now let's take a look at the Mask of Creation. And here it is. As you can see, it does of course come with its own little buildable stand here, which is really nice, with the trans blue piece on the bottom, and it's just on a clear stud, so it kind of looks like a clear piece in there, so in certain light it can kind of look like it is hovering. And then this is where the mask clips onto, and as you can see you can just take the mask off, and you kind of have to pull out one of these little black pieces to the side a little bit to get the mask to stay on, because otherwise it will just flop down like that. And as you can see, even then, so you just pull those out slightly and then it will stay up. As for the mask itself, and then there's a look at the podium. As for the mask itself, as you can see, this is a really nice mask here, and there is a lot of detail in it, as you can see there. And later on I will show you what this does look like on Ekimu. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the Mask of Creation. So now let's take a look at the Skull Grinder and Ekimu themselves. And here they are. As you can see, this is a normal protector-sized good guy against a pretty much Toa-sized bad guy. So we'll move Ekimu out of the way and start by looking at the Skull Grinder here. And as you can see, he's got some really nice pieces, and you can get him in some pretty cool poses, but this weapon over here is really a heavy weapon. So as you can see, it just kind of pulls the arm down. You can't really hold it up very high, so if I just move this higher like that, as you see, if you don't get the sword caught, it kind of falls back down. So back there, as you see, it does fall back down like so. But you can get it caught in certain poses if you do kind of cheat. So, but yeah, overall it is pretty much a fairly heavy weapon. You can't really pose much. Starting off with the legs here, as you can see, we do have the Ninjroid Mech Dragon feet there. Then the armour on this is a number 4 in translucent orange, with one of these brand new armour add-on pieces, which is really nice piece to get. Kind of looks like decaying fur, and then that just clips on there, and then you get that for his lower leg. And then for the upper leg, as you can see, they have got this new bone piece, which is an actually molded to look like a real bone. So that is really cool. And then we do get some friction joints, so you can pose this guy easily, and the joints won't go where they're not meant to, because of the way they attach the legs and the joint they use. it is really easy to get this in multiple poses, so you can kind of have a dislocated knee kind of look there. And then he is pretty armoured up from the back and front. As you see on the back there, underneath the gearbox, got this piece, and then there is the gearbox, of course. And then on the front, as for the armour, we've got another new piece with this printed piece on, which is a really nice print. And then as for the new piece, here it is. This is a really nice little rib cage, and the looks of it, you could probably use this in mocks for making some kind of insect creature. Now, the way the armor piece is, it does leave these ball joints much more exposed than they normally would be, and it doesn't look too good, but that's pretty much it. And the weapon, as I mentioned, really heavy weapon, but as you can see, really nice pieces on it, and it has got 3 blades, and that is for grabbing masks, such as the Mask of Creation here, which is the whole aim. So the skull grinder can pick up the mask just like so, and then grab it. It isn't really a good feature, but it kind of does work. So where you can grab the mask like so, you kind of have to pinch 2 of these in like that. But yeah, it isn't the best feature. You see, it keeps falling off, but it is still pretty good. Now the arms are pretty much the same as the legs, just reversed. We've got this bone piece as the lower arm, and then this same type of armor for the upper arm. And then of course we've got the gear function, which obviously you can twist. And then to get the friction in there, there isn't really much friction, as I mentioned, but it has got 2 gears there. And to get more friction, you just add some of these little gear pieces there, and yeah, you will get more friction in it. So we're almost done with the skull grinder, and moving on to his upper body. Let's take his legs off to look at this better. As you see, he's got a nice neck there to raise it up so that he isn't literally shoved in there and then looking into his own chest. He's got a really nice mask, and I think this is a new colour for this eye stalk, and it definitely makes him look like a very menacing thing. And you can pop the mask off, and then there is that mask in silver, really nice skeleton mask. And as you can also see, we've got the horns on there. So when you pop the masks off, it does move those horns up. So you can just flick the horns and it will knock the mask off as well. So that is, again, a really nice feature. And there is one last thing with this, and it is to do with this really nice little new sword piece. So I'm just going to show you without actually having it on the skull grinder, because it is easier, but it still does work with the skull grinder, and it even works with the gear function. What you do is you get the top part of the sword in the middle there, put it over a mask like so, and then pull, and it will rip the mask off. So now that we have Ekimu in here, we can take a look at him, and moving the skull grinder aside, we can take a good look at him. So here is Ekimu. And he definitely looks like he is made out of crystals and just has golden armor on. He is definitely a really cool build though, and a really small protector. As you can see, not much leg armor from the back, but again the translucent blue again makes it look like he's made out of crystals. He's got really short upper legs and the average size lower legs. He's got the silver small feet there, and then the golden armor on there. And then the chest piece, as you can see, he has got wide shoulders, so they just put the armor pieces onto the body there, which is pretty cool, and hides exposed ball joints. Now, as you can see, this guy does have a gear function, and this guy does have a lot of friction like the skull grinder, because he's got the 3 gears there, and the gear function does work on one arm, like so, the arm with the hammer, and yeah, that's a pretty cool feature. And as you can see, you can take that off, and then you've got 2 separate builds. So one of them is on there, and then putting that back on. As you can see, he has got a nice little protector mask, which does look really good with the blending of the gold and blue there. And then this is Ekimu with his own Mask of Power on, the Mask of Creation there. And he does look really cool with that on. He has got the Chima armor add-ons from last year. Really nice little saw shield there, which does turn like so. And then the last feature is the stud shooter here. What you can do is when he's kind of hammering, you twist this back here and it does shoot off these studs. What you can do is act as if this is just a hammer chipping and have him hammering. Each time it hits the ground, just twist this and knock a few studs off, and then it will look like it's chipping. And then looking at this from certain angles as well, it does also look like it is chipped because the stud shooter colour matches the actual studs colour, and that is really nice. So that is pretty much it for the Skull Grinder versus Mask Maker. And overall, definitely a really good set. I definitely recommend this for new and old Bionicle fans. This is definitely a really good set, as you do get Ekimu, who is the main good guy and the one the Toa are trying to rescue this year. And you get the Skull Grinder, which is the main bad guy for this wave. So overall ratings for this set, I'm going to give this set a 9. Definitely a pretty cool set. The Skull Grinder could have had better armor, especially around the top where there are these exposed ball joints here, and more friction in the gear function. But other than that, definitely a pretty cool set, and I definitely recommend it. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.